Assalamualaikum. So today in this video I'll be performing my DLD Lab 4, which is implementation of multiplexer using different ways. So in this we'll be implementing a 4 to 1 multiplexer in which there are 4 inputs and 2 selector input control inputs or selector inputs, on the basis of which our output is decided. We have a single output. The output will be any one of these 4 inputs, which will be decided by this control inputs. So in the first gate, if we see that first AND gate, there's input 1 and then control 1, not control 1, not gate will control 1, and then not control 2 going in. So and not control 1 and not control 2 are on, which means they are 1 1, and input 1 is 1, output will be in 1. So we can say it like that, if not control 1 and not control 2 are high, then whatever the input 1 will be, because the AND gate is multiplication, so whatever the input 1 will be the output. Similarly, if we look at the second AND gate, not control 1 and is connected with this, and the control 2 is connected. So if the condition is that control 1 is high and not control 1 is high, so the output we will be having is input 2. So similarly, this is how 4 to 1 multiplexer works. So first method to code it in will be of implementing it in Verilog HDL will be gate level implementation. So here is the code for it. The module and the variables have been declared here. Output, we have a single output, so only one output. We have 4 inputs, so there are 4 inputs here and 2 control inputs, so 6 of total inputs. We have wires for control, not control 1 and not control 2, and XY, WXY, that for the 4 AND gates. These both are for the NOT gates of the control. So first of all, we will be starting from here. So we'll be having 2 NOT gates. So NOT, and we will write the type of the gate, which is NOT here, and then in the bracket first we will write the name of the output of the gate, which is not control 1, and what will be the input, which will be the control 1. Similarly, input for the second one, the gate is not, type is not, and then the input and the output we write in the bracket first, so which is not control 2, and the input is control 2. Similarly, we write all the other AND gates. So for all the 4 AND gates, we write type and all the 4 gates here. For the first gate, we saw that for the first gate the output was W, so output is W, and the inputs were input 1, not control 1 and not control 2 here, so not control 1 and not control. Similarly, for the X, Y, and Z and all the 3 other AND gates, we will write the inputs, then comma, the output, then comma, then all the 3 inputs. So now let's run this code and look at the outputs. So I forgot to change the module name to my file name, so here I will change it to mux and then run it now. Now we look at it in RTL view. It should give us the circuit diagram of a mux. So let's see, and we can see a 1 input, 2 other inputs, so one total of 6 inputs, 1 2 3 4 input data inputs and 2 control inputs. And we can see 4 AND gates here, and NOT gates are here with the control 1 and control 2, we can see here, and all of these AND gates are going and being connected to an OR gate here, which we have after which we have a single output. Now let's look at the waveform here. So let's look at, for the first combination we had control 1 control 2 both at 0 0, which means the not control 1 were high. So keeping them 0 0 means not control 1 is high, and so our output should be input 1. So let me change the input 1 value to 1, and now let's run. Our output should be input 1, which is 1. So let's see. And here we can see that our output is 1. Now let's move toward the second method, which is implementing using logical statements. So in this we can see the concept is same, just it's a different method. So here again we have described our module and a variable, the output variable, single output, so one output variable and 6 input variables, which are 4 of them are inputs, then 2 are control inputs. So in this we will use a simple assign statement, and we will just define the output. And in this, so with the symbols of logical symbols, so which we know, and, or, and not. So you can see here for the multiplexer, first combination is in 1 and not of control 1 and not of control 2, which means when now control 1 and control 2 are 0 0, or their not is high, so the end of all these three inputs, then the second one end of all these second input to control 1, not control 1, control 2, then the y1 which we had, y output, that combination, and then the z output. And all of these are being connected with an OR gate. So then we can see the OR symbol here. So this is basically a Boolean expression described for this multiplexer as in a single statement. So let's check for this one and run this one. Going to the RTL view, and again we can see the similar multiplexer circuit here. Check the outputs of this also. This time let's make the input 2 the output. So let me give 1 and input 2, and for the input 2 we know that not control 1 is high and control 2 is high. So let's just keep control 1 at 0 and control 2 at high, and this should give us an output of 1, which will be the input 2. And here we can see that our output is equals to the input 1, input 2, which is 1. Now moving to the third method, which is the case statement implementation of the multiplexer. So in this again we have the module and the variables declared, and then the output, single output declared, and then the 6 inputs declared. For this we need a register in which we write the output, which is to be updated again and again. So here we can see a bit about register here. Let me show you. So what we register, this is, we are going to assign values to it explicitly and not derive them. So in register we are assigning values explicitly, that if these are the conditions, then this will be the value of the output. We are basically assigning them, okay, and not deriving them. So basically gates are not being implemented here. We are just defining the cases at which the output, at what inputs what the output should be. So That is why they use register here, and then the always statement, which is the some basic syntax of this. And then we write at the rate, and then in the bracket we write all the inputs, and we write or that to show that these are all different inputs, and then case, and then we write the variables on which the variation of the cases is dependent. So control 1 and control 2, which are basically responsible for the difference in outputs. So first of all, we know that so we write 20b00, which means control 1 and control 2 are 2 bits, and control 1 is the second bit, and the control 2 is the first bit, and 00, which means both the control 1 and control 2 are 00. And when this situation occurs, colon, and then we write out, which means the output is equals to the input 1. Similarly, we describe another case that when control 1 is 0 and control 2 is 1, the output should be input 2. So we can see here we are basically just telling the software that give these outputs in 1, in 2, in 3, in 4 only when these are the conditions, that control 1 and control 2 conditions. So now let's run this. So correct this. Compilation. Now let's look at it in RTL viewer. Here we can see it. This is how it will be look like. And now let's look at the outputs. So let's give it the condition. The third condition is 1 0, so which means control 1 will be 1, 2 will be 0. So and our input, the output will be input 3. So let's open our input. Let's change the value of input 3. So now we should be having 1 at the output, which is our input 3. And now we can see that our output is 1, which is equals to the input 3. Okay, so now we will be looking at this example using the assign statement to implement this below logic diagram of a multiplexer. So here we can see we have made the inputs as a combination of D and 4 bits. So in 1 will be like D0, in 2 is D1, and in 3 is D2, and in 4 is D3. And the control wires are replaced with select here. So select 0 is control 1 and select 2 is control 2. So here we can see if select is 0, output Q will be D0. If select is 1, Q will be D1. If select is 2, Q will be D2, and if select is 3, Q will be D3. So here is the code which I have already written here in the program. So here we can see that first of all we are declaring the variables and the input. Now the input control, the control inputs are now shown by the name select here, and we had 2 control inputs, so that's why we have a 2-bit input for the control here, which is select, and we had 4 inputs, so we have replaced that with D. So and we have 4-bit input D here because we had 4 inputs and 1 output, so output is Q. We have assigned the wire as we used to do, declaring the wires for everything, and now we just only need a simple statement to implement this mux, whereas in all the other cases that we had done previously we had to write long codes, but here we can see in only one statement we can just create the whole multiplexer which looks like this as a logic diagram. So here the output Q is equals to D select, which means that if a control bit is at value of 0, so 0 will be here and D will become D0 as it was in the statement here, we can see. Then similarly when select will become 1, D it will become D1, and Q will give 1 output only when D will be 1 and select will be 1. Similarly Q will give output 1 only when select will be 0 and D will be 0. Q will give output only when select will be 2 and D will be equals to 2. So this is how it will work. Now let's run this. So now let's look at it in RTL viewer. We can see the logic diagram has been successfully created, which is similar to this one. 4 D inputs and 2 select inputs and 1 Q output, all going into a mux. Now let's view the waveform. So if let's keep the value of D0 and select also 0, so we should get output I think 1 here. So let's see. So let me hide this D0 and let's and now we can see that we have correctly looking at the output, because now we can see that the D0 bit is high and select is at 0. So as we know, when select will be 0 and D0 will be on, output will be 1. Similarly let's look at another one. Now let's hide D1, and for D1 our select should have been 1. Let me convert this to unsigned and then 1. So now our output should again be 1. So here we can see on when D1 is on and select is also on 1, Q is output is also 1. So now example 2, which is using the always block. So in this we'll be using the always block. So we can see the module described in the variables here, the input, selection input, and 4 different inputs. So we have described them in bits, so 2 selection bits and 4 input bits and 1 output. Again the register for the output and wires for the inputs, then always at, and again we in the brackets we write the inputs, so which are D and select, and then the output. Now output is Q, which is dependent on, which will be equals to the input, any one of the inputs, depending on the selection that we make. So q is equals to d select. So if like the select is 0, so d bracket 0, which will be our first input, that will become the output. So we can see how this works. If we go for selection 1, then we will see here 1 in the bracket, and then 1 in the bracket, and then d1 is input 2, so the output will be equals to input 2. So this is how this code is working. So now let's implement it. Let's look at it in RTL view. And now let's check the outputs. So let's check for the fourth condition here, fourth output. So let me select give the selection value, let me change it to unsigned decimal. Can give it a value of 4. So our input, and now let me change our input 4, change this to high. So now let's see our output. I think I made some error here. Okay, this value hasn't changed now, so now let me change it. 1 and 1, and now it is, now accidentally by mistake I add 4. The value should have been 3, because 1 is 3. So now it should give the correct output. Let's see, and now we can see that the output is equals to 1, which is our input 3 based on our selection. So now we'll be looking at this example 3, which is using the if statement to implement the logic diagram. So I have a code here, so let me just make a change here. So in this code we have just simply first declared the variables and the inputs. The inputs will be same, the control, which is select, and the inputs d, and the same output q. We will declare the register also, which we have seen in the previous cases, in the cases scenarios. So all the declarations will be the same, but when we will come to the always part, only the inputs on which the output is dependent, so those will be written. So here we have written select or d, and in the first we looked at the cases. Here was written case, but in this scenario, in the if statement, we will read here begin, and then we will define all the scenarios in which the output will be true. So if you can see that in the first statement, if select equals to 0, that means if select is 0, q equals to d 0, which means whatever the value of d0 will be when select is equals to 0, that will be the output q. If d0 is equals to 0 low, then the or false, the output will be false, and if it is high, the output will be high. Similarly, if select is equals to 1 and so again our output will be depending on d1. If d1 is 1, then the q will be also 1, and if d1 is 0, q will be also 0. So now let's run this and check it. let's look at the RTL view. So this is how this circuit will be look like. Now let's go to check the outputs. So as in the statement in the code we saw, let's implement this third one, that if select equals to 2 and D2 is high, then output should be Q. So let's look at this. Let me change the value of select to 2. So select is now 2. Now first of all, now here we see D2 is 0. So now let's run this. The output should be 0 because D2 is low and the output will be equals to D2. So here we can see that the output Q is 0 here. You can see that. Now let's change this 2 to high. So now our output should be high because it is equals to D2, which is high. And here we can see that the output Q is high. So now moving towards example 4, which is using the conditional statements in Verilog to implement the mux. So now here is the code for it. So first of all, we have created the module and declared the variables and declared the inputs and outputs and the wires. So you know we have been doing this for the all other codes as well. So this is a constant part. Now what important here is this statement here, in which we are assigning Q the conditions for which the conditions for and what the output should be, at what type of input what the output of Q should be. So in the first statement, so it is broken first of all into 4 parts. This is one after each semicolon, second part. So there are 4 this is the first part, this is the second condition, we can say this is the third condition, and this after this one semicolon colon, this is fourth condition. So the conditions are constructed basically before the question mark. We tell what the input condition is and what the output. Then after the question mark we see what the output of what the value of the Q should be. So here we can see that the condition is that select is equals to 0. What the output will be D0. Similarly, when select is equals to 1, output will be D1. So this is how output is being assigned in using the conditional statements. And the last one, you can see that only the output, what the value of Q should be, because we have already there was now only one case of select is left, which is select equals to 3. So naturally that is the only case left, so for that we do not need to write it, we can write it as well. So that is why select equals to 3 is not written, because it is not necessary, because that is the only case left here. Now let's run this. Now let's look at the RTL view. So here we can see the mux. Now opening for the outputs waveform. So now the first let's look at the first condition, which was select 0 equals to 0, output should be D0. So here let me change its value to 0. output should be D0. So Q should be equals to D0, which is now 0. So let me run this. So we can see that D0 is 0, so the output is also 0 here. Now let's change the D0 to 1 and then now run this. Now as I have changed the value of D0, the value of output Q should also be now equals to D0, which is equals to 1. So here we can see that Q is also equals to 1. So now I will be performing this assignment 3, in which I will write and simulate Verilog codes for a 1 to 4 line demultiplexer. So we know that multiplexer had 4 inputs and converted into and had 2 selection lines and used to give 1 output, but demultiplexer is completely opposite to it. It takes 1 input, similarly has selection lines and converts it into multiple outputs. So here the 1 to 4 line demultiplexer, so we will have 2 selection lines and 4 output lines. So I will implement its Verilog code with all the different types that we have seen here. So first of all, let's look at the logic diagram. Here is the logic diagram of a demultiplexer. Here we can see there's A and B 2 selection. Yeah, here it is. Here is the demultiplexer logic diagram. A and B are 2 selection inputs, and this is data is the input that is coming in. So we can see 2 NOT gates with both the selection inputs, and here we can see an AND gate for each output. So output 1 will be given will be having the value of the input when both selection 1 and selection 2 are NOT. We can see the NOT gates here connected to the 1. So when both the selection are at NOT, the input will be the output 1. Then output 2 will be input only when selection A is NOT and selection B is connected. Then here output 3 will be when selection 1 and selection 2 NOT are connected with the AND gate. So we will have the input data as the output 3. And then the fourth output, in which both the selection 1 and selection 2 are connected to the AND gate. So when this condition will be, there will the input data will be the output at at the fourth output. So for this gate level implementation, I have created the Verilog code. First of all, the same module and declaring all the variables, input, selected input 1 and 2, then the data input, and then the outputs y0, y1, y2, y3. Similarly, first of all, the NOT gate implementation, we can see in the diagram. First of all, there are 2 NOT gates. So for that, I have here 2 NOT gates for the selection 1 and selection 2, which I am naming SN1 and SN2. These are the NOT selection 1 and 2 gates. Then here we have 4 AND gates. So for output 1, output 2, output 3 and output 4. And what are the connections, what are the inputs of this gate is SN1, SN2 and input data. For the first condition, as we saw here, that the first condition SN1 and SN2 are with the first one. So similarly, for the second we had S1 and SN2, and the third one we had SN2 and S1, and for the last one we have S1 and S2. So this is the code for gate level implementation. Now let's run this. Let's look at it in RTL view, and we can see we have the logic diagram of a demux. Now let's look at the output waves. So now let's test the last one. So if I put S1 high, S2 high, the output Y3 should be the input. So now first of all, in the first scenario I'm taking in1 to be 0. So now our output Y3 should also be 0, and we can see output Y3 is 0. And now if I change this in1 to high, input to high, now our output Y3 should be also high. And here we can see now our Y3 is high. So now I'm going to implement the demux with logic statements. So here is the code that I have created. So first of all, this declaring the module and the variables, then the output declaration and the input variable declaration. So we have 4 outputs, so 4 output variables and 3 inputs, 1 data input and 2 control inputs. So as we know, in logic statements we just simply write the boolean expression or for the output, so in a single statement now. So here we can see the first output, in which we have written in and not control 1 and not control 2. So in first expression we can see the output 1 will be what the output will of 1 will be when input will be what input and not of control 1 and not of control 2 will be. So similarly we have related all the 4 output equations here, because we have 4 outputs, whereas in the mux we had 1 output. So we created a whole big single equation boolean expression for the one single output, but here we have 4 different outputs, so we have 4 different expressions, and we have created a boolean expression for each of them in a single statement. So let's run this. Located in RTL view, and here we can see that 4 outputs are here. First output, which has input of this, which is this AND gate, which is the combination of input and the control 1. So output 4, sorry, this is output 4. So we know output 4 was control 1, control 2 and in. So in and control 1 are being supplied from this wire towards the AND gate input, and control 2 we can see from this wire here, and we had output 4. Similarly for output we can see there was in not control 1 and not control 2, so not control 2, and then we have this wire which is an AND gate combination of input and not control 1. So which means at this AND gate we have not control 1 in and not control 2. So similarly all the others are created correctly. Now let's view the waveform. So for this one I am making input 1 high and control 1 high, so our output should be at output 3. Input should be the output at output 3, which is 1. So let's see. So we can see output 3 is 1 because that is the input. So the code is working perfectly. So now I am implementing the demux using case statement. So so here we can see that I have demux declare the module and the variables, and then the output variables are declared here, input variables. We had 4 output variables, and 3 input variables, the data input and then 2 control inputs. Then we create the register. As we know, in the case statements we need the register which is to be updated, and so register, we have 4 outputs, so 4 registers, and then the always statement with the at the rate, and then the inputs in the brackets. Then the case statement in which we write the inputs that will be varying, that will be causing different cases. So here the control 1 and control 2 will be varied to create different cases and different outputs. So first of all, we have written this 2b00 comma b00 apostrophe b00, which means that when control 1 and control 2 are 00 colon, and then output 1 equals to n, which means that output will be equals to input. When when here 0 1, which means control 1 is 0 and control 2 is 1, the output 2 should be equals to the input. And similarly we define all the 4 cases. And the default statement, that if please check control bits, if there is something wrong, then we will have to check a control bits to see that what kind of we will, that if the output is correctly according to the control bits. Now let's run this. Locate this in RTL view, and we can see the RTL view circuit here. And now let's see the outputs if they are working correctly. Now insert nodes. So now let's give the combination of 1 1, and let the input be 1. So for the 1 1 combination, our output should be at output 4 should be equals to the input, which is 1. So let's see. So here we can see that output 4 is equals to input, which is equals to 1. So now moving towards the demux implementation using the if statement. So here we have declared the module and the variables, declared the inputs, outputs, and register and the wire. So register will be our output, which is the D, and wires we will select the input. So there is a select and Q. Output is 4-bit because we have 4 outputs, and the selection pin is 2. We have 2 selectors, so 2-bit input of selectors, and input is single input, so 1-bit input selector, that is Q input. Now we start with the always statement, and giving the inputs in the brackets, then begin, which is the part of the syntax, and then we define the conditions which are for the output, that if then in the bracket we write the condition. So if select is equals to 0, which means select as a value of 1, the output D 0, which means the first output will have the value of the input, that is Q. So similarly all the 4 conditions are being described here, that select, when it select is 1, output 2, and then select is 2 is output 3 is equals to Q, and then when select is 3, output 4 is equals to the input. Now let's run this. Let's look at this RTL view. This is how it will look like in RTL view, which is similar to the with multiplexers, but in this there are 1 input and 4 outputs. So now we are reviewing the output waveforms. Then let's give select value of, let's keep the select 0 0 and try to make the output 1, the input which will be 1. So let's see now, our output 1 should be equals to 1 now. And here we can see that the output is xxx1, which means that the first bit is 1, which means the first output, that is d0 is equals to 1.